Hi, I'm Allison with FlickDirect, and I am speaking with Barbara Hershey about her latest movie, Blumhouse Productions with Amazon Prime, The Manor. And you played Judith. So tell me what attracted you to want to play Judith.
I loved her life spirit. I loved her energy and her feistiness, and the fact that she swore a blue streak, and the fact that she was funny and full of life, and that she was angry. I mean, she just seemed a total human being, which is rare, especially as you get older. You know, they usually kind of write some kind of cliche feebleness, and she's vital, and I love that about her.
Yeah, she's not your typical cranky old grandma. She's got, you're right, she's feisty. I like that about her. She has a really great connection with her grandson, played by Nicholas Alexander. So tell me about working with him.
Oh, it was great. He's a delight. We, you know, that character, that relationship was really essential to me. He's the anchor, her anchor amid the storm of what's going on, and he's the reason she's alive, really. And you know, I love the relationship in that it seems to be not about an old person or a young person or any aged person, but about two human beings who are crazy about each other and have fun together. And so it was really important to me that we kind of create a connection, fast shooting, no rehearsal. We didn't have any time for that kind of thing, but just on the set, we connected. It was like one of those great chemical things you dream about. And we just trusted each other immediately and relaxed around each other and had fun. And it was wonderful.
Yeah, it does seem like a genuine connection, which is part of what makes the movie so great, and the plot move along, certainly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Why was it important, do you think, for Judith to have been a dancer earlier in her life?
Well, because she's an artist. And when you're an artist, you look at the world through artist's eyes. And no matter what someone becomes or, you know, is reduced to by society, it doesn't mean that the essence of who you are, what you care about, the symbol of who you are artistically disappears. It doesn't. It's still there, whether or not you can dance or act or whatever it is. It was really important to her to keep that part of her alive. That's the hardest thing for her to think of giving up in any way.
I kind of felt like it had a youthfulness that keeps her going, and, you know, along with that feistiness, which is so vital to this plot. Yeah. What are your thoughts about eternal life? Would you want that? The pros, the cons? Would you not want to have eternal life?
Well, if you could, no, I mean, it's hard to say. There are a lot of questions I'd have to ask before I could answer that. Like, what is life like in eternity? I mean, there's a lot of life just for the sake of living that you wouldn't want. You know, so it's an impossible thing to ask. I mean, answer anyway. Yeah, I can't answer it.
Yeah, Bruce kind of had that same kind of reaction to it.
Right. I mean, you see the way the world's going, it's hard to say yum.
Very true. That is very true. So Axel wrote and directed this film. So what was that like working with her? What kind of direction did she give you in terms of Judith and her progression throughout the movie?
Well, I always ask a lot of questions. I love the dialogue with directors. I like finding out what they want the film to be about and what they want to leave the audience with, and how my character kind of can fulfill that for them. So it's a pretty essential relationship. Being the writer and the director, there's like a saying that writers have to give films to the director and the director has to give the film to the actor. And, you know, that's a hard process for some writers because it's a lesson in letting go. And sometimes a line is perfect, but it doesn't really sound good on the actor's mouth, you know? So there's like a lot of adjustment and communal effort going on in this. So she and I had a adjustment period where we had like, which is like an emergency because we were shooting, but like a couple of days of circling each other and trying to figure out who each other are. Do I trust this person? Are we on the same page? Do we want to make the same film? And something clicked. I don't remember whether it was an event or what, but suddenly we fell in love. And then from then on, it was just a pure delight. She trusted me, I trusted her. And, it was great. She's a real horror film lover. And so that you got that impression that and that's contagious, that kind of filled the whole set, and everybody was really excited by it. And she's wonderful to look up. She's also fun to look at, I think, with her purple lipstick, and she's wearing these clothes with the skulls and stuff, and she kind of looks like Greta Garbo or someone. I mean, she's so beautiful. So it's fun on that level too. She's fun to have on a set.
Well, that's good. That's a good working environment.
Good. Yeah.
What do you think hypothetically would have happened if Judith had made the other choice at the end of the film?
I'm having a hard time talking not only with you but with anybody about the ending, because it's hard to talk about it and not give it away. And I really don't want to give that one away because I think it's a really provocative ending. And I think, it's a question turned to the audience. Would you make the same choice Judith makes, Yeah. And hopefully people will go away and figure it out and talk about it, because she makes a choice. There is an ending, but it's a pretty provocative one.
Yeah, I was actually a little surprised that she made the choice she did. But it kind of leaves things open to possibilities, I suppose, in a sense.
You mean sequels?
That's the polite way of saying sequels. Yeah. Would you want to do a sequel if you could?
Well, I would love to work with Axel again, and I love the character. So yeah, sure. But you'd have to figure that one out. There's a way, I know.
I'm sure they'll think of something.
Yeah.
So, are you a horror fan per se?
I like psychological horror. I'm a fan of movies, not just, there are few choice horror films, but I tend to like atmospheric ones and ones where you can get that are more subterranean, not the blood and guts ones.
Yeah.
For me, yeah. But the ones that are psychological and interesting, I think can be really satisfying. It's I think on a primal level, we're built to get frightened. And it's like a safe arena to get frightened in. You're not going to get hurt, So I think it serves a purpose that's kind of satisfying.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I'm not all about the gore and the guts, but I like to see how people's minds work, certainly.
Right,
so.
right.
Well, I want to thank you for your time today. Judith is such a great character. It's such a good movie. Maybe we'll get a sequel, maybe we won't, but we'll just have to wait and see. So thank you for your time.
You talked to Blumhouse about it.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.